ਵਿਸ਼ੇਸ਼ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਖਾਸ ਸ਼ਖਸੀਅਤ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਾਇਆ ਜਾਵੇ। ਅੱਜ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਦੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮਾਰਕੋ ਮੈਂਡਿਸਿਨੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਐਂਡ ਰਿਫਿਊਜੀ ਐਂਡ ਸਿਟੀਜ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਦੇ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਵਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਕੁਛ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਵਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਮਨ 'ਚ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਵਾਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਪੁੱਛਾਂਗੇ। ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ, ਥੈਂਕਸ ਫॉर योर टाइम, we really appreciate that. I know you are very busy. Out of your busy schedule, you gave us few minutes. I really appreciate that.
It's very nice to be with you. Sat Sri Akal, sir.
Sat Sri Akal. And I'm going to tell my audience in bit in Punjabi and then I'll ask you the question. ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਲੈਵਲ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਅੱਗੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। Minister, you just released Canada's immigration level plans. Can you tell us about it, please?
Well, I'm very excited to have tabled Canada's immigration plan for 2021. This is a plan that will see us continue to grow through immigration. We believe that immigration creates jobs. 1 in 3 business owners is led by an immigrant, and they employ hundreds of thousands of Canadians from coast to coast to coast. And we want to be sure that coming out of the pandemic that we are going to accelerate our economic recovery. Our plan will do that by making sure that we have the workers that we need in the parts of the economy that we need it the most, especially the healthcare sector, where doctors and nurses and support workers have been working 24/7 to take care of the sick and the elderly. Immigration can be there to provide the reinforcements that we need to fight the second wave of COVID-19. Our plan will deliver that.
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਕੋਟਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਵਧਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ, ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਇੱਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 3 ਬੰਦੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ। ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਹੈਲਥ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਪਾਸੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਲੋਕ 24/7 ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਜੀ। ਅਗਲਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਕਿ ਇਕਨੋਮਿਕ ਰਿਕਵਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰੇਗਾ। ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ, how the like the new immigration which you are talking about will help to recovery in the Canadian system, for the economy?
Well, our immigration plan will help us with our economic recovery by addressing where the gaps are, where the pressures are within our workforce. And we know, for example, in the healthcare sector, that roughly 1 out of every 4 workers is an immigrant. And that means that with our plan, we will be delivering new workers to fill that gap. Likewise, in other sectors, including when it comes to the agricultural sector, we have roughly 1 in 2 workers who comes from abroad. And by having the pathways that exist in our plan that will permit the migrant workers to come to Canada, to work on our farms, to work in the food processing plants, we will ensure that Canadians have safe and affordable food on their kitchen tables. This is how our plan will ensure that we are recovering as quickly as possible.
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ 1 ਦੇ 4 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ 1 ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਲਥ ਕੇਅਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਹ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟ ਹੈ, ਅਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਐਗਰੀਕਲਚਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਉਹ 2 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ 1 ਬੰਦਾ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ। ਇਹ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਤਵੱਜੋ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਵੇ ਅਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਰਿਕਵਰੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਬੈਟਰ ਹੋ ਸਕੇ। ਅਗਲਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੈਂ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਉਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਆ ਉਹਨੇ COVID-19 ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ। ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ, how has the immigration helped Canada to fight against COVID-19?
Well, immigration has helped to fight COVID-19 by providing the additional people that we need to deliver the food, the healthcare, the fuel, all of the essential goods that we depend on every single day. And particularly now, as we bring vaccines to Canada to ensure that we are protecting Canadians from COVID-19, we need people to administer and to distribute those vaccines. Immigrants are delivering, they're coming from abroad, and they're able to come and assist with that. I'll also point out that by reviving our international students program, we are helping to contribute over $21.6 billion to our economy. The international student program is a very significant economic export for Canada. So by having these pathways, we're actually delivering the essential goods that Canadians need to fight COVID-19 and also adding to our economic growth. And these two things will help us propel our economic recovery.
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਇਹ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟਸ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ, ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 20 ਬਿਲੀਅਨ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਨੇ ਇਨਕਮ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟਸ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਦਦ ਕੀਤੀ। ਅਗਲਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਆਪ ਵੀ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਤੋਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਇਸ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਬਿਲਡ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ। ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ, like you are from an immigrant family. How do you see the role of immigration in building this country?
Well, I'm the son of an immigrant family, and my family came from Italy shortly after the Second War. And when they came here, like so many others, they didn't speak the language. They didn't know anybody. They really started from scratch. My grandfather, my father's father, was a barber, and he cut hair for the better part of his life, but he worked hard, and with the support of my grandmother, together raised my father. And a very similar story, I would say, on my mother's side, my maternal grandfather was a tailor. He worked at Tip Top Tailors, and he helped to cut suits. So with those values, we really, I'm quite proud of the journey that my family took, but I want to pass that on. I want to pass that on to the next generation of immigrants who would like to come to Canada to build a better life. And the work that we are doing in government, that I get to do as the Minister for Immigration, is about protecting that idea. It's about ensuring that newcomers can build a better life in Canada. And we can do that if we respect one another, if we believe that diversity is a strength, if we remember that as we welcome next generations of immigrants, that these newcomers will eventually be our neighbors, our co-workers. And that's how you build a strong country. And all of the work that I do every day is focused on that goal, especially in this job. And as somebody, as I say, whose own family had a journey only a generation and a half or so ago. So this is important work. It's about meeting the needs of today in fighting COVID-19, but it's also about addressing our future. And I believe that Canada has a very bright future.
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਹੀ ਆਪ ਵੀ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਤੋਂ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਫਾਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਬਾਰਬਰ ਸੀਗੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਨਾ ਜੀ ਟੇਲਰ ਸੀਗੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਟਿਪ ਟਾਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ, ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਵੱਖਰੀ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੇ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟਸ ਇਸ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਜਾਣ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ। ਮਾਈ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ, ਮੇਰਾ ਅਗਲਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਰਿਗਾਰਡਿੰਗ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਹੁਣੇ ਇੱਕ ਕੰਮ ਪੂਰਾ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਤੇ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਬਾਰੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ। ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ, well, how about other types of immigration, like parents and grandparents? There was a lottery system which was just finished, I guess. Is there any possibility to starting that system again or something else? So there's so many, I guess, thousands and thousands family whose parents and grandparents are still back home. Any possibility to some kind of fast track the parents program or not?
Well, there is no government in the history of our country that has reunited more families through our immigration policies than us. And that has remained true even despite COVID-19. We have kept the parent and grandparent program open. I will point out that under the last Conservative government, they shut the PGP program down for 2 years. Backlogs were as long as 7 or 8 years. This year, we will have a record number of people who will be accepted under the parent and grandparent program, with 20,000 successful applicants. And I know that this is probably one of the most popular programs that we have in our immigration portfolio. And I believe that we need to continue to use it as an opportunity to bring parents and grandparents from beyond, because it's not only about just bringing families together. There is an economic benefit by having your parents here to support you, perhaps as you are raising a family and as you need to continue to find work or go to work. They can be there as a support. So I am very much a believer in the parent and grandparent program. 2021 will be a record year, the most number of individuals ever drawn onto this program, and we will continue to see this program be a part of our overall success when it comes to immigration in Canada.
That's a very good news. ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ। ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ 2021 ਸਾਲ ਆ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਰੈਕਡ ਸਾਲ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਐਂਡ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਚ ਅਲਾਉਡ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾਣਗੇ ਔਰ ਬੜਾ ਪਪੂਲਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਔਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਐਂਡ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਆ ਸਕਣ। ਜਸਟ ਮਾਈ ਲਾਸਟ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ, ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਖੀਰਲਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਜੀ ਰੈਫਿਊਜੀਜ਼ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ। there are so many let's say refugees and illegal immigrants in our country. Any possibility that like especially the illegals, they are working underground and they are not contributing anything to the economy. Any possibility to give them amnesty or something, you know, so they can come to the mainstream, so they can be citizens of this country and start contributing to the economy of Canada?
Well, the United Nations has recognized that Canada is the #1 resettling country when it comes to refugees for 2 years in a row. We've shown leadership when it comes to providing a safe harbor for asylum seekers. I'm very proud of that, but it's not just because of the work that we're doing in government. It's because Canadians are receptive and are open and are compassionate towards those who are fleeing their countries of birth because of conflict and war. And I think for those who are here, who made it to Canada, but who don't yet have status, we have seen that they actually have contributed already. There are many communities, including in Quebec, where asylum claimants who have been unsuccessful or who do not have status were volunteering and who were stepping up to work in hospitals and in long-term care homes to help the elderly and the sick to get better from COVID-19. And we saw this as a historic opportunity, and we created a pathway for them to stay in Canada. And why is this a good thing? It's a good thing not only because it's the right thing to do to recognize when somebody rolls up their sleeves and they give back to their community. It's also the smart thing to do for us economically, because by giving them status, we are now ensuring that they will be fully recognized in our economy, in our communities, and that too will help us fight COVID and accelerate our economic recovery. That's leadership. That's what we were able to announce in 2020, and I believe that programs like this will be part of our overall approach to achieving our 2021 immigration plan, which sets, I think, a very ambitious goal focused on jobs, economic recovery, and long-term growth.
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਵਾਬ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਜੋ ਕਈਆਂ ਨੇ ਹੈਲਥ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਵੱਧ ਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਔਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੋਈ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਦੀ ਇਕਨੋਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਦੀ ਕੰਟਰੀਬਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ। ਸੋ ਨਾਈਸ ਆਫ ਯੂ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ। ਇਨ ਦੀ ਐਂਡ what message would you like to give to Hamdard audience?
Well, first of all, to your viewers, I wish you good health. I hope that you are able to be with your families and your loved ones, and that while the next couple of months this winter will be challenging, there are better days coming in the spring. Our vaccines are starting to come into Canada. They're coming in greater numbers. They're coming more quickly even than we had hoped, I think, last year. And that our future is very much going to be driven by our immigration policies. And as the son of an immigrant and as the Minister of Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship, it is an honor to be able to speak with you about some of these priorities. And I look forward to coming back and speaking with you again soon.
Minister, so nice of you. Thanks for your time. We really appreciate that. Have a nice day and stay safe.
Thank you very much. Take care.